Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show. A little bit late here on Friday as I get this episode out to you guys with a few best bets that I've already got for the two games that we have in the playoffs here. Also going to have that live stream going on 5:30 p.m. Eastern today, as we always do. Going to have special guest Pips, creator of the Props Madness tool that we use each and every day on that live stream. And also got Prop Bomb, somewhat of a regular now, coming on to take a look at these props with you guys. Want to bring your bets there? Jump in the comments. Let us know what you're looking at, and we'll take a look at that stuff with you. Let's get right into these bets for Friday. Quick look at how we did here on Thursday. Pretty good. 4-3, made a unit, still riding high on these playoffs as we go forward. 4-2 on the player props. Keep really picking up a lot of units there on the props. Feeling really good about that over the last 3 days or so. Up about 9 units on the props alone. The sides and totals here, we missed actually on Thursday here was 0-1 for -1 unit there as we did not hit that Bucks bet and they got blown out. I thought they'd be a little bit better and they were not, but still feeling really good about everything here because year to date, we are looking at a really nice total of 417 and 349 plus 41.8 units. And in the playoffs, 58 and 43, 8.5 units up. So 8.5 on the playoffs right now, 33.1 in terms of the overall on the season there. You see that record at the bottom as well. So feeling good about how we're looking here. We're going to keep going, get into these 3 bets, and then definitely find a few more on that live stream after we get a bit more injury news. Going with an under to kick it off here for Evan Mobley. Got a couple unders on some bets here already placed that I'll give you guys right now. Mobley, I'm going just for the rebounds and assists. The points are a little bit scarier, and the points are a little bit scarier because when he plays in this situation where I expect Jared Allen to play, by the way, Jared Allen was questionable, still listed as game time decision. He was at shoot around, he was full participant, so it seems like he's going to give it a go here in game 6 for this Cavs team as they try to close things out. But with Allen in, Mobley's points don't necessarily drop too much. I mean, they're about the same, right at about 16 in games where he played with Jared Allen, Darius Garland, and Donovan Mitchell. He did go over like 59% of the time. So it's not like the points are quite as, reliable to go under when he's got all these dudes in. The assists are super reliable. And I'm going to bank on the rebounds continuing to be pretty reliable under for Evan Mobley. And it's a lot to do with when he's playing this team. He's just not a great matchup for this Magic team when he gets somebody like Paolo on him, who's actually able to guard him down low. Even Franz is very switchable on defense for a guy like Evan Mobley. So he's not really able to take advantage of a mismatch where he's either faster than someone too big for him or he's stronger than someone too small for him. That's not really the case with this Orlando team who has plenty of dudes to be able to guard him. Now, Wendell Carter Jr. might do the worst job on him. He played last game against Mobley. He was the matchup for Mobley last game, and Mobley went over this number, and it's really the only time because of the fact that I don't think Wendell Carter is actually as good of a defender for him. And when Wendell Carter's on Jared Allen, we've seen Jared Allen go off as well. So I think with JA playing, you're going to get Wendell Carter Jr. on him, which is actually a worse matchup now for Evan Mobley moving forward. When he's in this situation with those big 3 I mentioned in terms of DG, Mitchell, and Jared Allen, under in 5 of 6 versus Orlando in this number. And on the season versus Orlando, that includes those a couple more games than they've played already, 6.8 rebounds per game, 15.7 rebound chances. So the rebound chances are a little bit high because both these teams aren't great on offense, especially the Magic at times. But with the Magic at home, making a few more shots, as we've already seen in the regular season and in the playoffs now, much better offensive team at home for the Magic. That does limit the rebound chances for Mobley. And as far as the assists, he's just not involved in that at all. He's really never put in a position where he has the opportunity to play make in these 6 games versus Orlando with all 3 of these dudes in for the Cavs. 2.8 potential assists, just 1.8 assists per game. If you want to take under 2.5 assists, I think that's okay. I think the combo does keep you safe and a little bit of a buffer between both. So first bet here is an under for Mobley. Second bet is another under, Paul George. And I'll just ask you guys, do you trust Paul George in big games? Because I certainly don't. And I'm going with the under for the PA, points and assists combined, 28.5, -105 on DraftKings. And my lack of trust in Paul George is also heavily predicated on the fact that he kind of already had his one good game, right? Now, you can kind of bank on one, maybe 2 good games in a series from Paul George in the playoffs as a whole, that's been the trend anyway for the entirety of his career when he's in the playoffs. And he's only gone over in once this series, and it took him going 7 for 10, right? So that was the game that I think he kind of blew his load, for lack of a better way to put it. And 7 for 10 was a complete anomaly. 70% from deep. On the season here, he's averaging 26 points and assists in 34 minutes, right? So that's already an under. And even without Kawhi, he's actually a little bit worse in terms of his hit rate percentage here. Under a 9 of 14, 26.4 points and assists combined when Kawhi is in. And we know he's out, which you would think would, or when he's out rather, and you would think that would go up, but it doesn't. Without Kawhi, there's just a lot more focus on Paul George, and he kind of shied away from it. We saw it in Game 5, where he just shied away from it big time, and both he and Harden just seemed to play hot potato with the ball, didn't really want it, didn't really have enough touches or shot attempts or even potential assists to feel really good about it. I'm not adding the rebounds because Paul George is going to need to help out with rebounding for the Clips, and at least that's something that he can do using his athleticism and not having to worry about, I don't know, taking guys on and actually trying to get to the bucket and make good shots. And this Mavs team is really good down low right now, so everything's going to have to be from the outside for Paul George. It's going to be a lot of having to make shots from further away, and I don't trust him to make good catch and shoot shots, he doesn't really shoot catch and shoot shots, so I don't even trust him to pull up and make those I'm feeling it threes that he was making in Game 4, that if he wasn't just on one for that one game, then he's under in all of these games instead of just all of them except for that one, right? So still going to go with the unders here for Paul George, as this number is too high, probably inflated because Kawhi's not in and people want to take overs, and you think, oh, well, Paul George is going to go off because he has to. Not how it works with PG in the playoffs. One more bet coming your way, but just a reminder, we do have the Discord. I'm going to be placing picks in there as I pull them up before the live stream if I can, and then obviously during the live stream as well. But all the plays that I have are going up in Discord right before these videos, so you can make sure that you do get on those before the lines might move or things change. And we pushed a couple of lines yesterday on the live stream, including that plus 700 for Nick Batum to hit 3 threes, which did cash for our guy Monotone Football. So make sure you are checking that stuff out in the Discord. Link is in the description, free for now. So check it out and see it in there. And let's close it out with the chalkiest of the chalk, but it's actually a really good look if you're shopping your lines like you should be. Luka Doncic for a parlay here, 30+ points with the Dallas money line, minus 125 for a full unit on DraftKings. Everywhere else, minus 166, minus 150, minus 148. Like, you're not getting minus 125 anywhere but DraftKings, which means there's a nice disparity in the market for this one book offering us this minus 125. I'm going to take it. And according to my math, this should definitely be closer to minus 150, maybe even like minus 170 is a much more fair line for him to get 30+ with the Dallas money line. Dallas is a 7.5 point favorite, which has dropped from 8.5. So the minus 125 is still nice with the 7.5 number there for Dallas. But really, when you add those two together with the likelihood of him getting 30 points on 25 field goal attempts per game, I think that you got to take it at minus 125, eat a little bit of juice to take a really good valuable bet here. The 25 field goal attempts that he's got, 41.5% and 25% from deep. So really bad numbers there, as you can see in this series so far. But that's the anomaly, because normally in the playoffs, he's up at about 46.5% with 35% from deep. So really a lot better than he's been playing this series. And he's been a little bit injured, and we know he's been battling a sickness. But he's going to come out of this funk before the playoffs are over, because I do have them moving on here in this game and winning it. And I mean, for Luka, like at 26 shots, if he's going to keep taking that, he's already gone 30+ in 3 of these 5 games, right? And one of those games was a blowout that he only played like 31-ish minutes. So it's not like as long as he's still in there. And by the way, the blowout that they had in the last game, he played in that fourth quarter and was the last starter to come out, because they just kind of wanted to keep him in there to have a safe feeling of having the, what I call, adult in the room for Luka Doncic on the floor. So we're still going to take him in this little parlay, minus 125 to win our money back. And we'll get a few more bets out there on the live stream as well. Before we close it out, just want to let you know we do have the props.cash little promo going for LYB24. That's the code that you want to use to go ahead and enter and get 25% off props.cash. A lot of the people in the Discord started using it as well. I know that, and it's a very, very helpful one-stop shop tool for finding player prop data that will just really help you make sure that it's not just about recent numbers. It's also just about how he's played against this team in this many minutes, etc. With this guy, without that guy. Really, really good at helping us get everything we need without having to go to like 9 different sites at once. So really recommend props.cash. It's the only reason, the only partnership I have, despite having other offers for partnerships, is with props.cash, because it's the tool that I use the most. So highly recommend it. Would really help out the show if you guys want to get a subscription to it. Use LYB24. All right, let's get out of here and get back into this live stream. 5:30 p.m. Going to be joined by Pips and by Prop Bomb as well, as we know now. So get in there. We'll see you guys there. Bring your bets. Jump in the comments. Every tool that I'm using is in the description of all of these videos, so make sure you check that out at the bottom of the description to see if there's anything that you don't yet use that could be really helpful, and we'll cash today. So safe gambling, and until I see you next, happy betting.